In my last video, I already explained three capital city of Southeast Asia to you guys. That is Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, and Manila. Today, I try my best again to explain to you guys three more of capital city from Southeast Asia. That is Singapore, Bandar Seri Begawan, and Dili. We talk about this. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video in my channel. So today I'm going to continue my previous video to try my best to explain to you guys about all the ASEAN capital city. After talking those previous three capital city from ASEAN, today I'm going to bring you guys or explain to you the next three much smaller countries in Southeast Asia, that is Singapore, Brunei Darussalam, and Timor Leste. Let's just start it. First, Singapore. So Singapore is the Singapore capital city. Why? Because Singapore is a city-state country. That is mean the country and the capital city are essentially the same. And Singapore is located in the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, just across the Johor Strait. A brief history of Singapore. Before the colonial time, the island was a small trading settlement known as Temasek. And in 1819, when the British officials called Stanford Travelers, he established a trading port for British East India Company and called it Singapore. And after World War II, the Singapore gained self-government and then joined Malaysia in 1963. However, in 1965, 2 years later, Singapore separated from Malaysia and became an independent nation. Talking about population, the population in Singapore is about 5.9 million people and making it one of the most densely populated country in Asia. Singapore also has strong public service, modern infrastructure, and relatively low poverty level compared to other capital cities in ASEAN. As a result, Singapore is one of the world's most important financial and business hub, has one of the busiest ports and a major international airport that are connecting Southeast Asia to the world. Not only that, Singapore is also known for efficient public transport, strict urban planning, and very clean public space. Of course, no city is perfect, and Singapore has its own challenges as well. First, Singapore is known for its very high cost of living, especially housing price. Second, limited land area, and that makes expansion is difficult for Singapore. And last, the work culture in Singapore often describe high stake and intense competition. Next is landmark. Now the landmark in Singapore, we have Merlion Park, Marina Bay Sands, and Garden by the Bay. Some interesting fact for you guys. First, Singapore is often called one of the greenest cities in the world because a lot of land there use it for park and green space. Second, Singapore is known for extremely clean and orderly. And one of their most unique rule is the ban of selling chewing gum. Okay, we go to the next city. Another small country in Southeast Asia. That is Bandar Seri Begawan. So, Bandar Seri Begawan is the capital city of Brunei Darussalam. This capital city is located on the northern coast of the Borneo Island. In this island, also this city is set along Brunei River and facing toward South China Sea. So, brief history of Bandar Seri Begawan. So, this area has been inhabited for centuries and historically connected to the Bruneian Empire. During the British colonial period, the city is known as Brunei Town. And in 1970, the city was renamed to Bandar Seri Begawan in honor of Omar Ali Saifuddin III, the 28th Sultan of Brunei. And when Brunei gained its independence in 1984, the city officially became the capital city of its modern state. Now we're going to talk about the population. So the population of Bandar Seri Begawan is relatively small with around 100,000 people. Because Brunei is a wealthy country, the general standard of living is relatively high. Also, the society is mainly consists of Malay Muslim. Because Bandar Seri Begawan benefit from Brunei's strong oil and gas economy, this also make the city have a great public service and infrastructure, and also known for its high level of safety and cleanliness. Alongside that, many public services such as education and healthcare are heavily subsidized or even free for the citizen. At the same time, the city is relatively small and less economically diverse compared to other capital city in ASEAN. National economy still relies heavily on oil and gas export, and some people argue about Bandar Seri Begawan has a fewer entertainment and nightlife options. Now, landmark in Brunei, they have Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, Istana Nurul Imam, and Jami'at Hassanil Bolkiah Mosque. I also have few interesting facts for you guys. First, Bandar Seri Begawan has one of the world's largest water village, a traditional settlement that's called Kampung Air, and sometimes it's called by Venice of the East. Second, Brunei has one of the richest monarchies in the world, that is Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah. Next, we're going to travel from the Borneo Island to the Timor Island. We have Dili. Dili is the capital city of Timor-Leste. It's located on the northern coast of the island of Timor. And also, Timor-Leste is the latest ASEAN member that joined in October 2025. If you guys want to learn more about the history of Timor-Leste and why Timor-Leste joining ASEAN just recently, you can watch my older video, this one. But now, we're going to talk about a brief history of Dili. Dili was founded as colonial settlement by the Portugal in 18th century. In 1975, after Portugal withdrew, Timor-Leste briefly declared their independence. But soon after, in the same year, Indonesia invaded and occupied the Timor-Leste. And then in 1999, the following United Nations supported a referendum, and the majority of population is voted for independence. In 2002, finally, Timor-Leste officially became an independent country. Talking about population, Dili has a population of roughly 300,000 people. The population is mostly consists of Timorese, and living standard is vary because Timor-Leste is still a new country and a developing country. As a result, Dili is the political and administrative center of the Timor-Leste, and also the city has a very beautiful coastal setting with mountain on the side and ocean on the other side. But also, Dili is still facing many problems, and few of them is first, their infrastructure is still developing, that is including road and public service. Second, economic opportunities are still limited. And lastly, some neighborhoods in this city still face challenges related to poverty and urban development. But next, I'm going to talk a few landmarks in Dili. We got Christu Rei Todoloan. Second, we have Dili Cathedral. And lastly, beautiful $1 beach. A little fun fact about Dili. First, Portuguese is still one of the official language of the country alongside Tetum. And also, Dili became the capital of the youngest country on our world. Those were 3 capital cities from ASEAN that I explained to you guys. We just talked about Singapore, Bandar Sri Begawan, and Dili. Compared to some other Southeast Asia capital city, these nations are relatively small, but their capital is still play important role of the region, and together they show that even smaller countries in Southeast Asia can have unique stories and meaningful influence in the region. And in the next episode, I try my best to explain more capital city of ASEAN countries. That is the end of my video. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. If you guys have idea or suggestion for me for future video or maybe future series, you guys can come down to comment section and comment down below. And also you guys can support me by give these videos a thumbs up. So take care you guys and stay healthy. Goodbye.